Hey, good Friday morning, folks. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Hopefully, I got a real good update for you on the storm system coming up here over the next 48 hours, I guess we'll call it, through Sunday morning. So we'll get going here shortly. I just want to make sure I can get the comments going. And okay, I'm there now. So I have you. Hey, good morning, Scott Sepla. First one in the room this morning. You win. Nothing, I guess. Thomas Frick and Frank Griffiths, thanks for watching as well. All right, here we go. What do I have lined up for you this morning? Of course, I'm answering questions. We're going to talk about the timeline of the storm system. We're also going to talk about how much snow, ice, and rain will fall. And I've got it all right here on a handy sheet of paper. I've broken out some of the key cities in the MLive southern half of the state area. Hey, good morning, Jules and Alex Hagopian. Good morning. So let's get to it. And I want to start off first off with today and temperatures today, okay? And I just want to emphasize that two things on this. In fact, this is on my other sheet of notes here. Two things. It's going to be warm today, so there are no travel problems today, okay? Look at the 40s and the 50s as we go through the afternoon into southern lower. And two things on that, it's also building up heat on the pavement. So one of my notes was that the warmth on the roads from the last few days will possibly influence the storm system in that it will take longer for the ice to accumulate than what we think, at least on I-69, I-96, and I-94. That doesn't mean it will not accumulate, but it will take longer. It'll take into tomorrow afternoon probably. Here we're going into tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. You know, look at noon tomorrow. Still in the 40s down in the Detroit area, but dropping to near freezing in northern Oakland County. And that's about my dividing line there is M59. North of that, you got problems. South of that, you don't have as much in the way of problems. So that's the first thing is today and the fact that the warmth will be holding on, it looks like. Okay, so here we are. Bear with me. These are the watches and warnings in effect, and I just wanted to show you because this pretty much gives you a good outline of where the freezing rain will not be a problem. See where the green is, the southern two tiers of counties? There's no winter advisory for those regions. Those are under a flood watch, and that again signifies that Oakland County line somewhere in there. South of that, it gets a lot better. North of that, it gets a lot worse. Hey, Tasha Serrels from Spartan Nation, good morning. Hey, good morning, Canadian Lakes. Barbara McAllister, Tom Ramsey. How much freezing rain Saturday for Niles? We're going to get into that very shortly here. Okay, so here we go with the model. We're still using the European. It's actually come around a little to the GFS, but not a whole lot. And the GFS still seems to be out to lunch on snowfall totals. This is today. Okay, so you don't have problems today. That is the key takeaway here. I should put that on my list of things to tell you too. Today is the day to travel, not tomorrow. And if you're going to do it tomorrow or Sunday, a lot better day eventually. Hey, good morning, Ronald Johnson from New Mexico. What's the sun look like? I know you get a lot of it there. Okay, so tonight, middle of the night, snow starts up by Traverse City in Benzie County, and then the cold air starts to slowly work its way southeast. We're at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. The freezing rain possibly into Bay City, Saginaw, Mount Pleasant, Midland. Probably not to Grand Rapids yet, but pretty close. rain south of that. We're looking at 10 o'clock in the morning. The freezing rain, that's the purple, continues to head to the south. We're going to get to the cities here in just a moment. Let me get through this. There's your freezing rain. Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, down into Flint. Again, this is freezing rain forecast, not necessarily sticking on the roads. How much will the heat of the past couple of days, 40s and 50s, do for us? This is Saturday afternoon. This is Saturday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Benita Sadowski, how much ice and snow in Bay City? I'll get to that here in just a moment. Aaron Skippy Alverson, thanks for joining us. Let's see here. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me adjust this a little bit. There we go. Someone's having a hard time seeing it, and I understand. There's a lot of lines on here. I would do it a little differently if I was making the data. Okay. And now we're into Saturday evening, 10 o'clock. And you can see the mixture starting to shift to the south and sleet mixing in there. That's another point. The more sleet you get, the quicker you turn over to sleet, the better off you're going to be, because sleet does less damage on power lines and trees than freezing rain does. And now we're in the middle of the night, Saturday night, early Sunday morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and it's all snow. And by 10 in the morning, it's done. So you can see today or Sunday. Traveling to Florida tomorrow. Any problems, Patricia? Whoa. You got to get south of I-94, and then you're A-okay, so leave early. Travel on M53 north and south on Sunday from Upper Thumb to Detroit area. M53 late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night is going to be a mess. Wait till Sunday so that everything can come to an end. Snowfall totals. Let me make sure we're in a good perspective here. And we are. Again, I'm using the European model. And let's go into Saturday morning. So you got your snow in the northern parts of the state, nothing in the southern parts. And for those of you who think this is going to pounce on you right away, southern third, no, it's going to take some time into the afternoon tomorrow. So get your stuff done early, I would say. Okay, and then we go to Sunday and it's all over. And I like this depiction from the European. And that's why all along I've been calling it a 7 to 11 inch snow in the heavy band. Okay, and so anywhere from about Clare to, I would say, Standish or Tawas northward, you're 6 inches or more. Up toward Traverse City. Traverse City, you're probably a good meaty 6 inches, maybe 7, maybe 8. And the heaviest now appears to be in the northeast. Hey, your snow drought is over, my friends. Snowmobile all you want, from Alpena to Mayo to Oscoda and all places in between. Karen Toonstra flying out of GR2 Florida at 7 p.m. Saturday. I don't predict airline flights. The pilots, by the way, make that decision, not the actual airline. You're going to be in the heart of sleet and freezing rain and snow. So I don't know what to tell you there. Fortunately, this storm system is moving along. So there's your snowfall. Hey, and one thing to go back and emphasize, south of Saginaw, the snow amounts taper off very rapidly. Look at that, Ann Arbor, Detroit, Jackson, little, if any. Amanda Hall, where am I located? That's a good question. I move around. You know, it's harder to hit a moving target. I'm located in Frankenmuth and in Interlaken, Michigan, and all points in between and all points surrounding sometimes. Bay City to Grand Rapids, Saturday morning, bad time. Jason Kiefer, as early as possible. It could be a lot different, 7 a.m. versus 11 a.m. So get on your horse early, and you'll possibly be okay because of the warmth of the roads. Okay, here we go with our favorite graphic, the freezing rain accumulations. Now, remember one thing on this. The models, I don't think really always decipher between sleet and freezing rain. So you're seeing a pretty big band of freezing rain. The one thing that I would like to say about this graphic is it gives you a good depiction of the area of ice accumulation. I would cut the ice accumulation in half on any one of these numbers that you see at least, okay? And I would say that there might be less on the roads. There might be this half amount in the trees if the trees cool down enough. But this warmth is going to help us by a tenth or 2/10 of an inch of ice, cutting that down. And some of this is sleet also. But there you see it. That means that the freezing rain is a problem in Grand Rapids. It's a problem in Kalamazoo, Lansing, Flint, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, Alma, Mount Pleasant, the Thumb. It also means the freezing rain is not a problem in those far southeast counties. Into Detroit and Ann Arbor, not a problem there. So, one last final graphic to show you. Total rainfall, or total liquid, I should say. Now remember, this is the model forecasting the snowfall, the sleet, the freezing rain, and the rain all melted down into rain. Okay, and anywhere you see the line of the, let me give you the legend over here. That's 2 inches of rain from Saginaw southward, 2 inches of moisture. Okay, Mary Martinez. So it looks like it won't be too bad then. Thank goodness. Depends on where you're at, Mary Martinez. If you're in the far southeast, Detroit, Ann Arbor, no, not too bad. Jackson, maybe not too bad. Jackson's kind of on the edge of it. All right, here we go to cities. I'm going to go back to this graphic here for the cities as people ask what's going on. Okay. And you're listening to MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa, our morning weather update. We'll do this several times in the storm. Please hit the share button right now. Would appreciate it greatly. That's how people know about us, is if you hit the share. You know, remember your mom said, you know, liking is nice, but sharing is even better. Okay, so here we go with my sheet of paper. And the breakout of cities. Okay, let's start at Muskegon. Okay, we're going to work our way from northwest to southeast. Muskegon, 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice after some rain tonight, tomorrow morning. 1 to 2 inches of sleet, 4 to 6 inches of snow. Muskegon, you are in the mess of it. You don't get to warm up and melt off either. That's the other change. Is yesterday I was talking about a little nose of warm air coming up toward Flint, maybe toward Saginaw, into the Thumb, into the southeast, could melt things off, could do it in Grand Rapids. It does not look like that melt off is going to come up that far to the north now. So Grand Rapids, 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice after some rain, 1 to 2 inches of sleet, 3 to 5 inches of snow. Grand Rapids, probably on the lighter side, and on the south side of Grand Rapids, less snow than on the north side. Kalamazoo, 1/2 inch to inch of rain, 1/10 to 2/10 of inch of ice then, and about 1 to 2 inches of snow by the time it's all said and done. Kalamazoo, I would say you're in the mess too, but not probably. It's close to the ice storm status in Kalamazoo, but probably not too too terrible compared to just north. It depends. And again, still some shifting by about 10 to 20 miles possible on these bands, which can change things considerably. Lansing, rain, then a quarter to a half inch of ice. That would be Saturday afternoon. 1 inch of sleet, 1 to 2 inches of snow. So Lansing, you lean more toward ice, and if you get more sleet, you luck out there. Okay. Saginaw Bay City, Midland, quarter to half inch of ice, 1 to 2 inches of sleet, 3 to 6 inches of snow, 3 to 6 inches of snow, Saginaw Bay City, Midland, 3, Saginaw, Frankenmuth, Birch Run, 6 inches north of Midland, north of Bay City, Pinconning, Linwood, Standish type area. Okay, so big gradient in snowfall amounts across the Tri-Cities. Okay, Flint, you're a quarter to 3/4 of an inch of ice, 1 inch of sleet, 1 to 2 inches of snow. So Flint, you're in the more ice. Ann Arbor and Detroit, 2 inches of rain, 1/10 of an inch of ice, maybe little, if any, snow or sleet. Ann Arbor and Detroit, you probably do not have many problems. All right, let's get to it. Mount Pleasant, Kelly Covey. Mount Pleasant, you are in the you're in the 1 to 3/10 of an inch of ice. You get quite a bit of sleet, and then you are in the 4 to 6 inches of snow. Coldwater, William Rodriguez, you're pretty much fine. You'll get to some freezing rain. It looks like late Saturday afternoon or Saturday night, and then to little, if any, snow after that. Okay, sorry. You know, when it starts snowing, everybody that plows snow wants to call me and no. All right, Vassar, you're into the you're in the Saginaw Bay City thing. You're a quarter to half inch of ice, 1 to 2 inches of sleet, probably 2 to 4 inches of snow. Midland, you are a mess also. You are in that quarter to half inch of ice. You're in the sleet, 1 to 2 inches. You're in probably 3, 4, maybe 5 inches of snow. Oakland County, Frank Simpson, good question there. You are in the transition zone from nastiness to not nastiness. So you're right in that county, and you could go either way with Flint, or you could slide down a little bit with the north side of Detroit, but I think you're going to have the problems. You're going to have some ice accumulation. It looks like that would be late Saturday afternoon into Saturday night. Burton Grand Blanc, you're going to be like Flint. You're going to be a quarter to 3/4 of an inch of ice accumulation. Again, some of that might just be on the trees and power lines, which is the worst part, and because the roads can be taken care of quickly. Maybe some of that doesn't build up on the roads, but it will eventually. 1 inch of sleet, 1 to 2 inches of snow. Portland by Grand Rapids, you're quarter to half inch ice, 1 to 2 inches of sleet, and maybe 2, 3 inches of snow. Bread, beef, ice cream, eggs. I like how you think, Diana, especially when you throw the ice cream in there. The only thing you forgot is a Michigan craft beer. Sorry. I wish I could make the ice miss places, but certainly don't have that control. Do you see a low in the storm now, Mark, during Saturday? Do I see a lull? There's been talked about a lull in it. It would be a short time period where some places could go down to drizzle and then it would pick back up. I wouldn't really call it much of a lull. Alpena, hey, Steve, you're getting a whole lot of snow love, okay? You've been in a snow drought for several years now, and you're going to continue to get snow out of this one. I would say, Alpina, you're a good 7 to 11 inch solid, meaty snowmobile snow. Enjoy it. Not much mix in there either. These people just keep calling. See how busy you get? Gladwin, you're into 1 or 2/10 of an inch of ice, 1 to 2 inches of sleet. You're probably in the 4 to 6 inch snow rain. Jackson, Libby, we haven't talked about Jackson yet. I'm sorry, I forgot Jackson on the list. I'm sorry, Jackson. I don't know why I do that occasionally. Jackson, you get a 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice. You get 1 inch of sleet. You get 1, maybe 2 inches of snow. Jackie in Traverse City, pretty much all snow in Traverse City, maybe occasional mix of some sleet in there. And Traverse City, I would say, is a good solid 6 inches, maybe 7 or 8. And again, that's going to be more south of Traverse City, less as you go on the north side of Traverse City. Yeah, I never thought that Traverse City would be long enough, big enough to hide in south side, but it's big now. Let's see. What time Saturday will ice be starting? Depends on where you're at, but it's generally a transition. It looks like Saturday afternoon. I'm sorry, Saturday morning into early afternoon. And let's see, Huron, Sanilac County. That's 2. Up, I don't think. So you're probably a 1/4 to 1/2 inch ice, 1 to 2 inches. 1 to 2 inches of sleet and 4 to 6 inches of no, you're not 4 to 6 inches of snow. You're probably 3 or 4 inches of snow. Marlette in the Thumb, same deal. Armada, that's by Romeo. Boy, you're right on the edge of problems to no problems. I would say you get 2/10 of an inch of ice, you get 1 inch of sleet, you might get 2 inches of snow. Hey, Corey Shelton, yeah, I was streaming in the classroom in Michigan Center just outside of Jackson. Can you give, I can't see the rest of it, can I give a hi? Hello, students at Michigan Center just outside of Jackson. Where do you think we could get an ice storm warning put into effect? We probably could get one along I-69. That was the other point that I had here. I-69, north and south of I-69, 10 miles or 20 miles, that classic band, that is where I would say the heaviest ice accumulation, more pure ice than sleet, not as much snow. Sanford, you're looking at probably 1/4 inch of ice, 1 to 2 inches of sleet, a couple of inches, maybe 3, maybe 4 inches of snow. Have you covered Newaygo County? No, I haven't. Good question. You are 1 or 2/10 of an inch of ice, lean more towards sleet, 1 to 2 inches, probably 4 to 6 inches of snow, maybe heavier in the north. Bay City, haven't talked about Bay City just yet. Bay City, you are, I would say 1 to 3/10 of ice, because you're going to lean towards sleet, 1 to 2 inches of sleet. In Bay City, you're going to be in that gradient where it really wraps up across Bay City. South of Bay City, a couple of inches. North of Bay City, you could be up to the 5, 6, 7 inches. There we go. That should give you a pretty good rundown of what's going on. I'll continue to update you through the day, and of course tomorrow as well. You're watching MLive's Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregros with our morning weather update. More of this to come and more posts on MLive. And please hit the share button always. I would appreciate it greatly.